My name is Kevin Ryan. I'm an insurance analyst at Bloomberg Intelligence covering European insurers. I want to outline today the challenge of climate change for insurers as we see it. Our view is that climate change has happened, but insurance pricing hasn't adequately recognised this. How do we know? A study published by Thomas Laber et al. In August 2019 examined Burgundy grape harvests from 1354 to 2018. The Burgundy grape harvest began on the 28th of September, on average, from 1354 to 1987. The 31-year period ending in 2018 saw a 13-day earlier start on average. This warming is a global phenomenon. More intense rainstorms and floods seem likely. Research conducted by Exeter University detected more intense rainstorms after 1999. Storm Bernd cost insurers an estimated 13 billion in 2021. Swiss Re, Munich Re, Hanover Re also shared in 36 billion of insured losses from Hurricane Ida in 2021. Globally, the number and size of these sorts of weather events has been setting records every year for the last decade. We believe the weather is changing rapidly, but insurers and reinsurers' models aren't keeping up. So far, the losses appear manageable. How bad might it get? Well, research from the University of Exeter suggests precipitation could increase 200 to 300% by the end of the century. Some weather researchers believe there may be fewer events but more severe flooding. Aside from the insured losses, the economic cost of this is significantly higher, as the damage done to infrastructure is generally not insured. The insurance-reinsurance industry isn't capable of insuring the gap between what is currently insured and the economic cost of these events. In broad terms, the capital surplus of the global reinsurance industry could cover 10 Hurricane Idas. So, in any given year, the industry would be wiped out. The slide shows a snapshot of some US and European large losses in recent decades. Global warming means more volatility, and in very simple terms, a warming Earth allows more water to be held in the atmosphere, leading to extreme rainfall and flooding. This is also, importantly, why some Atlantic hurricanes are now increasing in speed as they reach land. This is a key factor in creating storm surges that are now moving significant distances inland. As an example, Hurricane Ida dumped 21.2 centimetres or 8.4 inches in Newark, New Jersey in just 24 hours. Hurricane Ida also deposited 7.8 centimetres or 3.1 inches of rain in Central Park, New York in just 1 hour. Last year, Storm Bernd that swept through Central Europe delivered a month of rainfall in Germany in just a single day. The economic cost of weather events estimates suggest the US East Coast roads suffer high tide flooding that equates to 100 million vehicle hours a day. This could rise to a staggering 3.4 billion hours by 2100. These roads would essentially be closed. As sea levels rise, it seems likely in 15 years over 4,000 miles of fibre optic cable could be permanently underwater in the United States. It isn't clear that it will function correctly in this environment, meaning a major rethink in how large swathes of the United States gets internet connectivity may be due. US flood risk is not an insurance problem because US homeowners' policies don't cover flood. It's the nation's number one peril though. The National Flood Insurance Programme provides this cover, but the chart using National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, data illustrates the sharp rise in all high tide flooding. Florida and California are particularly exposed, with a heavy concentration of expensive real estate. NOAA estimates that sea levels will rise 25 to 30 centimetres or 10 to 12 inches by 2050. This means there'll be 10 times more flood and storm surge events. Europe could experience something similar. Every hurricane season sets a new record. So while 2021 had fewer Atlantic storms than 2020, which set a record, by the way, of 30 named storms, beating the previous record of 28 set in 2005, 2020 was the 5th straight year of new highs for storm losses. But 2021 had the 3rd number of named storms since records began. Every year, the size of losses and number of storms is above average. The average is steadily increasing. The Atlantic appears to be getting worse, but not the Eastern Pacific yet. But Hurricane Agatha was the strongest hurricane ever this May to hit Mexico with 169 km/h or 105 mph winds. This slide shows insured losses by peril, and globally what this means in relation to the average. 2021 beat the average in all perils apart from earthquake. Insured natural catastrophe losses in 2021 were the 3rd highest in the US since records began. And as the US is the world's largest insurance market, it seems reasonable that this is a proxy for what's happening globally. Flood losses have been the 3rd most costly global insured loss ever over the last 20 years. This is significant because a lot of flood is excluded from insurance policies, so it's illustrative of the growing size of the problem.